This is an All Sports Station production.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to the special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a terrific matchup on tap between the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. With that, we send you up to US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Standing by our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks very much. Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious US Bank Stadium. It can certainly get loud inside this building. And just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden, and Charles, kickoff moments away. Quickly, what are you watching in this one?
The offensive line for both teams, because both teams have a terrific pass rush. They've got to keep their passers upright. If they have a chance to do that, they can both thrive on offense and move the ball downfield.
Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall pick of the 2008 draft, the man they call Matty Ice, quarterback Matt Ryan.
Always knew he'd be a gym rat, very cerebral player. A guy that beats you with his mind as well as his physical attributes. But the best part, poise under pressure. He knows how to bring a team back in the 4th quarter.
Now Ryan on first down. Got his man, that's the Pro Bowler Julio Jones. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
I know that's their first connection in this game, but you and I both know that Julio Jones is without a doubt his quarterback's favorite target.
Oh, yeah, Matt Ryan loves this guy, and who wouldn't?
Yeah, and the reason that he's that is because of his dependability. And quarterbacks have to have that from their receivers, meaning they know where they're going to be when they're running certain routes. They don't break them on them. They don't change them up and do their own freelance stuff and put their quarterbacks in bad situations. Matt Ryan has ultimate trust in Julio Jones.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Ito Smith, his first carry. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Ryan now off the bootleg. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. He will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
So when you saw him dump it off to the back, did you think he was going to pick up the first down there?
Well, I knew one thing. It wasn't his primary target. At least it didn't look like it. Turned out to be the play they needed, though. And it's big because it's the opening drive. So converting that 3rd down, keeping the play, not the play, the drive going.
Yeah, it certainly appeared like his downfield targets were covered. He threw a little dump off to his back, and nice effort picking up the first down, though. And you're right. That opening drive, keep those chains moving.
Ryan. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. And a look at the Vikings defensive unit.
Eric Kendricks is another one of those bloodline guys in the NFL. His brother Michael also plies his trade as a linebacker. And Eric's trying to show him he's the best in the family.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Ryan. And Graham's got it. Complete. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. They wound up getting nothing out of that 2nd down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. Throwing again. Ryan. Short throw underneath to Hurst. And they stop him up short of the 1st down as they get him at about the 43. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback out of Michigan State. The former Spartan, it's Kirk Cousins.
Forget the measurables. His temperament, which is so even-keeled, often masks a burning desire to win and perform. This guy takes it seriously when he lines up to play, and usually he puts on a nice performance.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. Let's take a look here at the offense for Minnesota.
For a lot of people, there are pros and cons to playing close to home in the NFL, but for Adam Thielen, it's nothing but pros. Grew up not too far from the Twin Cities, loves being a Viking, and is a really dependable 3rd down receiver.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. Cook with a 1st down and much more. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. A big play there out of Cook. 41 yards on the ground. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Cook. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. The starting defense for the Falcons.
Many people thought Keanu Neal was overdrafted by Atlanta, but they saw his talents and knew that he would fit their scheme perfectly. A hybrid player, can play deep in the secondary as a safety, can drop down into the box and also make a lot of tackles, and at times can stay on the field and serve a linebacker role as well.
Jahan, 180. Right there, 54 Mike. Watch QB jump. Watch QB jump.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And that will be incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Atlanta now coming out on the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach Can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Calvin Ridley, 82 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And, Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
Now the extra point. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They go play action. Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Strip that ball.
Play fake. Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long.
That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Falcons.
Touchdown.
Calvin Ridley with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Point after try forthcoming. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass, and that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Oh, nice move. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Call it no gain on the dump off, and it's 3rd down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drives exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, they certainly got dented with that first down run, so now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Now it's Ryan. It's complete to Laquan Treadwell. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, they run with Smith. A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Complete to Jones. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards and a 1st down for Atlanta. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the 1st half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Ryan now already over 200 yards in this 1st quarter. And he's got another 1st and 10. Here's Gurley. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, Ryan. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Ryan to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Harrison Smith on the safety blitz, able to get the sack.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a 1st half to forget. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And this won't get there, won't be online either. It's no good, off to the right, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And you see Dalvin Cook in the offense heading back out. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. And here we go.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Cousins. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
The Vikings on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit, and that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions, even when you're taking some hits. Sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
First red zone chance now for the Vikings. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. Cousins now. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. From 8 yards out, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
Obviously, Brandon, they couldn't get it all back with just one score, but that touchdown chips into the lead, and now it makes the comeback a little bit more manageable.
Dan Bailey now for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. 5 plays there on that drive, and it's polished off by a Viking score. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. It's player spotlight time, and we focus that spotlight On the quarterback, Matt Ryan. And really a solid group effort. I mean, the montage focuses on him, and rightfully so, but it's been a good job of a team to get this lead.
Oh, I'm with you totally on that. I love the observation. Offensive line and people having to protect him, they've really been in sync and been on point. How about the guys going out and catching the ball? Well, the receivers, the running backs, everyone is involved today. And what we're watching right now is really a beautiful team effort, isn't it?
Absolutely. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Second and 5 now. Ryan, that's complete to Smith. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Ready, 280. Check 55, Mike. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Now a draw play for Gurley. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling him in the huddle right now.
55. Oh, you got deep?
Play action. It's Ryan. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver, and it's third and short. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
He gets it to Gurley, complete. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Hey, ready? Back 25. 54. Mike, 54. Oh, here we go.
On first and 10, it's Ryan. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. On the draw, this is Smith. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Ryan Allen now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Adam Thielen, he gets set to go again with the rest of this offense. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts, one of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
54 miles.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
On 2nd down, it's Cook, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Let him go by a little too easily there.
Well, that's what we saw in film, isn't it? His head goes down oftentimes when he goes to punch when he's trying to block. And when you do that, you can't see your target. He went right past him and made the play.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 45-yard line.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now Cook. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Draw play, Madison. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. A give to Cook out of the gun. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. So Cousins heads to the Vikings sideline, and on is Dan Bailey to try the field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. Bailey's kick is good, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Matt Ryan and the Falcon offense set to get going again. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
Plays like that, when you see the athleticism of a guy over 300 pounds, you forget that they can do that. They're so athletic.
Yeah, and I love how it all came together. He won the leverage battle at the line of scrimmage. Then he won the battle with his hands to shed the blocker. And how about the agility to get into the backfield and run him down?
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Staying on the ground. This time it's Smith. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Falcons on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Ryan. It's caught, Jones. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Ryan now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on 1st down. Gurley. Anthony Harris on the tackle.
And that's a nice run, a nice game that has to have them feeling pretty good about themselves as we head to the 2-minute warning.
Hey, ready? 25.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. From the 40 now on 2nd down, Ryan, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on him a little bit, I think. So
and he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Ryan's throw caught by Jones. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Here's Ryan. They'll set up the screen to Smith. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. From the gun, Ryan. He's got Smith here. And he gets it down to the 32.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Ryan will throw again. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And this one is right through. And that moves them up by a touchdown now at 17-10. Offensively, pretty good execution. Long drive, chews up the remainder of the first half clock, and they finish it off with 3 points.
And what's the best byproduct of the whole thing besides the fact that they got points on the board? They didn't leave the other team any time to mount a drive themselves.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. It's caught. Smith.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Now Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run. Cook. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Mike, 45. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on.
On play action, Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Grady Jarrett able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No first down.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the 2nd half now. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense,
we
got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Here's the fullback now. It's Keith Smith. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line.
As diverse as the running game has become in the NFL, there's still a place for the fullback position. And on that play, he gained nice yardage.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Operating from the gun, Ryan. This complete to Jones. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down. And when these two are clicking, Ryan and Jones, and we've seen multiple hookups here in this one, usually their offense is clicking, and that's why they're winning.
Yeah, they tend to follow what those two do. They set the tone for either a good day or maybe a tougher day. And right now, we're seeing an excellent game because those two are finding each other. Doesn't matter where on the field, they're making plays.
Ryan now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. Now Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a gain of 34.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Gurley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
I think a lot of people are a little bit surprised there that they ran the draw after that successful pass play previously. But the thought process had to be, maybe we can catch them rushing the passer and hit something big with the running play.
Ready, 25. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today. Kill.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Back-to-back running plays, putting them in negative territory. What can they do coming up on 3rd and 15? They go back to the ground with Smith. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Here's Ryan Allen now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments. And you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half. It gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
Hey, we're hot. 180. Mike, 50 Yeah. You don't want none.
Again, it's Cook. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Now Cousins. And that's caught by Smith. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A big third down pickup of 20 yards.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Cousins now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
Watch the run, watch the run.
On second down now, it's Cook. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Cook. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Madison running on 1st down. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Check, check, watch 54, watch 54. Man, I got you, man, I got you.
Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a 1st down at the Falcons' 25.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Throwing is Cousins. And he finds his target. It's sharp. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 12-yard line.
I like the call on 3rd and 2. They were geared up to stop the run. I like the fact they just hit him quick. Little slant route. All about timing there, partner.
Yeah, the timing, everything well executed. Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. On 2nd and 7, Cousins. And he's got it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. To throw, Cousins. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. It was Ricardo Allen there on the coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run for it. Cook. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. Well, they knew who to turn to on 4th down. Their horse. They needed the short yardage. He just couldn't get it.
And that's the surprise because normally that's bread and butter for them, right? Hand it to the big guy, let him go, pick up the 1st down. Didn't get it there. All credit to the defense. Usually, even if they know he's coming, he can't be stopped, and they got it done on that play.
They'll start on the ground. It's Ito Smith. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Back to the ground, this time with Gurley. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. On 3rd down, Ryan. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the 1st there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here's Ryan Allen now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. Returnable here from the 38. 12 yards on the return that time. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number one receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They all go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, he might reduce it, might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or two, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get one mulligan up front.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse.
8 ounce. 8 ounce is good.
All right, just checking.
Now this throw caught left side. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 18.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese.
Oh, no, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Two touchdowns. Even. 4 down. Even.
On 2nd and 2, Cousins throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and it's 3rd and short.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. So that'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
Mike Zimmer's made his decision, and that decision is to try and go for this thing on 4th down. Cousins now, and that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it, and the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at their own 11. Ryan. Short throw underneath to Hurst, and he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now it's Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. They're inching closer and closer here to the wrong goal line.
When you're backed up like that, all you're trying to do is make sure you don't give up a big play, right? You don't miss an assignment that really gets you into more trouble.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game, as now they've got it 3rd and long. Following the penalty, it's Gurley. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Here's Ryan Allen now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do.
Hey, ready? Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
Cousins on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. In for the sack, Deion Jones. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Cousins to throw it. That'll be complete to Cook. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard, and you probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beef eaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a 1st down.
Boy, not deterred from those first 2 failed attempts. They're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. Throwing, Cousins. And he's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. They've been burned twice already on fourth down, but the third time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Cousins. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
They can't hang with us.
Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Cousins again. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph for a Viking first down.
I'd love to sit down at some point in our offseason and talk to these defensive coordinators in the red zone. Tight end is obviously a big threat, yet these guys continue to make plays. Is there any other way to stop them?
Apparently not. In the red zone, like you said, that's your guy. They got it to him.
Supreme confidence in going to a playmaker.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen there to make the grab as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Now Bailey to tack on the extra point. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. (17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex.
He's got a man, complete. 33 yards that time.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? The guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And Graham's got it, complete. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
59, ready. 280. Check. Walk 54. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Heavy. Wait, set. You don't want it. All right,
Another carry now for Gurley. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They come out here in the eye. Now Ryan. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And his kick is indeed good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they managed the clock exactly right.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. So Cousins and the Vikings down 20-17, 70 seconds remaining. They need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Cousins. He's got his man in the crossing route. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play there for Minnesota. 45 yards. First down now, but that clock rolling.
Get on the ball. Here we go.
Back to throw. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Very much in range for a tying field goal as they hurry to the line. And he'll spike it with 16 seconds remaining.
Six-man. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside, or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. So a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
The best play callers in any league know how to break their tendencies. They study themselves, they self-scout, and they realize most of the time you don't call a draw play on 1st and 10. So every so often you insert that play just to make the defense think, even if it's not successful.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Gurley. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
3rd and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive. First throw in overtime now for Ryan. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. The first throw in overtime now for Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. On the ground, it's Cook. Give him 6 on the run. They're going to be faced now with a 3rd and 12.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. What can Cousins do in the OT? He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. So a big kick coming now for Dan Bailey. The Falcons going to use another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And that will break our tie and give him a 3-point lead. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, alongside Charles Davis.